How to rehydrate sourdough starter. Just a few dormant flakes, but inside this little packet is a world of potential powerhouse of wild yeast and bacteria, just waiting for the right moment to wake up. In just a few days, we're going to turn this Hankerie sourdough starter into this living, breathing, bubbly sourdough starter, ready to bake the most incredible sourdough bread. And I'm going to show you exactly how step by step to rehydrate them. All you need is my packet of Hankerie dry starter, some unbleached bread flour, lukewarm water, and of course your sourdough starter jar set and spatula. Let's get started on day 1. Okay, it's day 1, Sunday afternoon. We're about to give our starter its wake-up call. I'm calling that day 1 the awakening. Into your clean glass jar that you can get from my Hankerie shop, add the entire packet of dry starter and 30 grams of lukewarm water. Why lukewarm? Think of it like a gentle warm bath. If the water is too hot, it can harm the delicate yeast and bacteria. If it's too cold, it just takes them much longer to wake up. Around 26 to 28 Celsius is perfect. Give it a stir and it might take a while. Pop the lid on, and now we just let it sit for 30 minutes. This little soak is crucial. It's like letting the starter have a long, slow drink to rehydrate after its long hibernate sleep. After 30 minutes, you will see the flakes have softened. Now, use your spatula to stir everything together until it becomes a smooth, consistent paste. We want all those flakes to be fully dissolved. Be patient, it takes a while to do the fully dissolved. Let's fast forward the process. Alright, finally getting there. Now it's time for its first meal. Add 30 grams of unbleached bread flour and mix it in thoroughly. Scrape down the side of the jar so everything is together. At this stage, it will just look like a thick, boring paste. Don't expect any bubbles yet. All we have done is wake it up and give it a tiny snack. Cover it loosely and leave it at the room temperature, and we will see you tonight. Before that, make sure that you mark using the Smart Date Mark feeding tracker or a rubber band to indicate where the level is. It's now day 1 in the evening. Our starter has had a few hours to get settled. It probably doesn't look much different, and that is completely normal. We're going to give it its first proper feeding. Add 30 grams of lukewarm water. Give it a quick stir. Add in 30 grams of unbleached bread flour. Mix it really well, scrape down the sides. Cover it loosely and let it rest overnight. We are basically tucking it into bed with a full belly, giving the yeast and bacterial population a chance to start multiplying. Again, mark it with Smart Date Mark feeding tracker on the jar. Good morning, it's day 2. Let's check on our little friend. You might see a few tiny bubbles this morning, and it might smell a little bit funky or yeasty. These are the very first signs of life. It's working. This morning, we are giving it a big breakfast to really build its strength. we are adding 60 grams of lukewarm water. Give it a quick stir and add 60 grams of unbleached bread flour. Give it a quick stir. This larger feeding provides a huge boost of food, encouraging the population of microorganisms to really grow and get active. Mix it all up thoroughly and we will check back tonight. Cover with the lid and use our smart date mark feeding tracker to mark the level again. See you tonight. Okay, it's the evening of day 2 and this is where things get excited. Look at this. We have serious activity. You can see lots of bubbles and it's grown significantly. It's alive and it's hungry because it's grown so much. We now need to start discarding. Well, you must be asking, why do we discard? Think of it like pruning a plant. We remove about half of the starter to manage the volume and more importantly to ensure that our new feeding is a significant meal for the remaining population. This keeps the starter vigorous and stops it from becoming too acidic. So now what we want to do is remove and discard about half of your starter to another green jar. To what's left, we will feed it 30 grams of lukewarm water. Give it a quick stir. And 30 grams of bread flour. Similar to the previous day, mix it well and let it rest overnight at the room temperature. We will starting to establish a rhythm. See you tomorrow morning. Good morning, welcome to our day 3 in the morning. Let's see how our starter is doing. Now, every starter has its own personality. But today, some might be super active and some might still be a little sleepy. Both are fine, and for mine, it's a little bit sleepy still. Check your jar. If your starter has not doubled in size since last night, don't worry. It just means it needs another consistent meal to get into its groove. So we will feed it 30 grams of warm water and 30 grams of flour. Same exactly steps like previous day. However, if you wake up and it's already double, congratulations, you have a super achiever. It's very active and you can actually skip this morning feed and just proceed to the evening discard and feed. Cover the starter and mark it feeding tracker and we will see you this evening. It's the evening of day 3. You should see more great activity. Look at that, so much bubble. We're going to repeat what we did last night to reinforce this predictable cycle. We want our starter to learn, get fat, eat, grow strong, and repeat. So, discard half and feed the remainder with 30 grams of warm water and 30 grams of bread flour. Mix it well and we will see it in the morning for next day for what we should be its final exam. Cover it and see you later. Oh wow, it's the morning of day number 4 and this is the moment we've been waiting for. Let's check our starter. Yes, look at that. This is the ultimate sign of a healthy, active, and reliable starter. A predictable rise and fall. It has doubled in size. This tells us it's strong enough to living bread. Yes, leaving the bread to be fluffy. We will give you one more feed this morning, 30 grams of warm water and 30 grams of bread flour. Stir it, cover it, and mark it. See you this evening. Day number 4, evening. Oh my goodness. By this evening, after this feed, look at that. Our starter should have more than double and be at its peak. And here it is. This is what we call peak activity. The yeast has feasted on the last meal and has produced a maximum amount of gas and is now officially active and ready to use for baking. You did it! You have created a living sourdough starter! Congratulations! So you must be wondering, what now? From here, you can take the portion of starter your recipe calls for. When you're ready to bake, you typically activate it with 1:1:1 ratio feed. That means 1 part starter, 1 part water, and 1 part flour by weight. The starter that's left in your jar is now your precious mother starter. You can store this in the fridge with the lid on. To maintain it, you only need to feed it about once a week, just like my guidebook. Just discard all but a tablespoon or so and feed it with equal parts flour and water, like 50 grams of each. And remember those key notes. Temperature matters. A warm spot is best. Double in size is your key indicator of readiness. And if your starter is being a bit slow, don't worry, just repeat the discard half and feed steps every 12 hours until it gets into that reliable rhythm. It will get there. Look at our 1:1:1 ratio. Our starter is super active now. It's ready to bake our sourdough bread. I'm so incredibly proud of you. You've taken a few dormant flakes and nurtured them into a living, breathing starter that's ready to bake most amazing bread for you and your family. It's such a rewarding process, and thank you for following me through the steps. What are you going to name your starter? Let me know in the comments below. Every good starter deserves a name. Now I know exactly what some of you might be thinking right now. You're feeling inspired, you're ready to bake, but there's one big question. I don't have a sourdough starter, or maybe I tried to make one before and it just didn't work out. Believe me, I hear you, and I have been there. Getting a starter going from scratch can be tricky, and it's often one thing that stops people from beginning their whole sourdough journey. This is the exact reason I created the starter kit for my online shop, hankerie.com/shop. I wanted to remove that first big hurdle for you. If you just need a reliable starter to get going, you can grab my dehydrated sourdough starter. It's the exact same robust, happy starter that I use for all my bakes, just in a dormant, shelf-stable form. I have included super simple step-by-step video instructions and printout to bring it to life in just a few days. It takes all the guesswork and weeks of waiting out of the equation. I want to make this journey as easy and joyful for you as possible. If you're ready to start baking the most incredible bread for your friends and family, I have put a direct link to both the starter and the full kit in the show notes below. If you found this guide helpful and you want to join me for more sourdough adventure, I would be so grateful if you could hit that subscribe button and turn on the little notification bell so you'll never miss a thing.